Hello and welcome to Turf Moor, where the Clarets face Swansea City in the Sky Bet Championship. Thanks for joining us. Kick-off is just under 40 minutes away. This is pre-match live. We'll be right here until kick-off, where you can switch over to Clarets Plus for live audio commentary or a full match stream in selected countries around the globe. No need to introduce my guest, Roger Eli, Clarets legend, with me. Let's have a look at some footage of Roger.
Gets into the penalty area, across the face, and a goal! The equaliser for Burnley is Roger Eli. Eli. It's a goal! Roger Eli has scored a superb goal for Burnley. Grecian flicks it on. Eli, it's 4! Oh, Burnley are running riot.
They came to York in their thousands. They're going home as champions.
Roger, welcome back to Turf Moor. Big game this, isn't it? Burnley against Swansea.
Absolutely. Another, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, it's a massive game. I think every single game this season is a massive game. Yeah, we've got to get 3 points here today.
Yeah, 11 unbeaten for Burnley in all comps. Swansea have won the last 4. Something has to give.
Yeah, I'm still confident. Swansea, very good side. Obviously, they've hit a good rich vein of form, but you know, Burnley have chipped away all season, and we are in the position, you know, for that very reason.
One change for Burnley, Muric back in for Peacock Farrell, so one change in goal, otherwise unchanged from the side that started that 1-0 win at Coventry. Michael Obafemi plays for Swansea. He was linked to Burnley in the summer. Significantly, there's no Manning at left back. He's a key player for them normally. No Joe Allen as well. He's been out injured for a little while. Burnley recently launched its official esports channels, and in today's programme we'll be announcing 2 lucky winners of a copy of the brand new FIFA 23 signed by Burnley boss Vincent Kompany. And we'll be giving that out a little bit later. Swansea coming here on a bit of a run. It could be 4th against 7th because Luton were leading 2-0 against Queen's Park Rangers. That'll take Luton up into the top 6. Swansea out of the top 6. They tend to play a possession-based game, Roger, a bit similar to Burnley these days.
Yeah, I think historically Swansea have been, you know, more of your footballing sides. Yeah, it should be a great clash this afternoon. Like I said before, every time I've been here, it's been a pleasure to watch this Burnley side. So we should have a good game this afternoon.
Let me whip through the sides for you. As I mentioned, one change for Burnley. Muric back in for Peacock Farrell. So Aaron Muric in goal. Vitinho will play right back. I thought he had a really good game at Coventry. And Matson at left back. Taylor Harwood-Bellis and Jordan Beyer in the centre. Holding roles for Jack Cork and Josh Cullen. Ahead of them, Nathan Teller, Josh Brownhill and Anas Saruri. It's Brownhill's 99th Burnley appearance in all competitions today. Jay Rodriguez up front. So 4-2-3-1 for Burnley. Burnley bench, Bailey Peacock Farrell can count himself a little bit unlucky. Did well at Coventry. Charlie Taylor likewise came on for the second half. CJ Egan-Riley, Johan Berg-Gudmundsson, Ashley Barnes, Manuel Benson and Samuel Bastian. For Swansea, we think 3-4-2-1. Stephen Bender, the German keeper, in goal. Nathan Wood, Kyle Norton, Ben Cabango at the back. Norton tends to be in the sweeper role these days. Ahead of them, Joel Di Dier at right wing back. And Matti Saranola at left wing back, Matt Grimes and Jay Fulton in the centre. Joel Pirro was their top scorer last season. Olivier Ntcham behind Michael Obafemi. On the bench, Andy Fisher, the former Blackburn keeper, Harry Darling, Luke Cundle, who was at the Burnley Academy as a youngster, Liam Cullen, Armstrong Oko Flex on loan from West Ham, Finn Stevens and Ollie Cooper. So we tend to think 3-4-2-1 for Swansea. Done well under the manager. Russell Martin joined them from MK Dons. They've had a really good last few weeks. So we talked about form. And Burnley are unbeaten in 11 in all competitions. They won last weekend at Coventry. Finished Coventry City 0. Burnley 1. Let's have a look at the highlights. finished 1-0 to Burnley at the CBS Arena. Burnley had to win that one because there'd been a bit of a mental game there, Roger, to see out the lead. They had to see out that lead.
Absolutely. Obviously we've, one or two draws. Wins are vital. Some good teams in this league. We've just got to keep that momentum going and hopefully we wins.
It was a bit of a mental block, just getting it over the line, 1-0 up with 10 minutes to go and losing out.
Yeah, I think, I think that can come into the minds. But I think once that's fixed, there's only one way you're going. I mean, the good thing is, we're not losing matches, and that's the most positive thing.
Yeah, absolutely. 11 unbeaten, and Vincent Kompany stressed that. You're missing out from winning positions rather than losing positions.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, if you look back and you think 7 draws, if we'd have taken, losing, getting 3 losses and winning, really 4 wins out of that, might have been a lot better, to be honest. But when you don't lose matches, you get confident, you're solid as a unit, and that's great for the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan Beyer played the first half at Coventry, came off at half-time. Through the week, we caught up with the summer signing on his start to life in claret and blue.
Jordan, thanks for sitting down and having a chat with us. The first place I'll start probably is life at Burnley so far. How are you finding it?
Yeah, I pretty enjoy my time here. I didn't really know what to expect when I came here first, but at the moment I came here, I settled in really well and I felt just really good here with the teammates, with the staff around, with the people around. And I feel really comfortable here, and I really enjoy my time here.
And so you've had Taste of Turf Moor now. Back there on Saturday against Swansea. How are you feeling about that game?
Yeah, I really enjoy the home games here with the crowd, with the supporters. It's really great, and the stadium's pretty cool. I think it's like in Germany we call it Hexenkessel. I don't know what's the word in English for it, so I might have to look it up, but. It feels like that for me. It's like a tight stadium, a narrow stadium, close to the field, the supporters.
Yeah, you feel near to them.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the support there, and was 2 great games we had there. Unfortunately, the last one we weren't able to win at the end, but I look forward to Saturday and hopefully playing there.
I was going to say, you've answered the question I was going to ask. I was going to say, what difference do the fans make?
A huge difference. Yeah, it's like... Obviously, everybody wants to play a home game every game if it's possible, but unfortunately it isn't. But yeah, I always enjoy getting to Turf Moor and play there.
And so, just sticking on Swansea, they're 1 point behind Burnley and they've won their last 4 in a row. How difficult do you think Saturday would be, and how important is mentality going into that game? Yeah,
it's going to be a different game, I think, than the other ones. They're like more a technical team. Rather than just shooting the ball to the front and running behind it. I think they're pressing high too, so it's going to be a tough game for us, but I think the mentality, I think we outrun almost every opponent the last game, so that won't be a problem, and the mentality is never a problem for us. We do 100% every game, just try to win every tackle, win every ball, do the best pass. And yeah, I don't have any doubt that we can win this game on Saturday with the quality we have on the team.
Perfect. Well, best of luck and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for chatting.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome back. That's Jordan Beyer speaking to Sinead Kennedy-Pearce in the week. He's settled in really well, Jordan Beyer, Roger, hasn't he? Come from German football and done well.
Well, when you say he's come from German football, it's usually discipline, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he'll come to Burnley Football Club knowing exactly what he needs to do. And that's always a positive, It's a big switch, but I'm sure obviously the area, the players, the supporters have made him feel welcome, so that will have helped him.
Bit of competition there with Charlie Taylor, isn't there? He's just keeping Charlie Taylor out the minute.
Yeah, and Charlie Taylor's one of my favourites.
Yeah, exactly.
But the more the merrier. If you've got more quality players in all these positions, you're building a squad and a quality squad.
Now, October is, of course, Black History Month, and to celebrate, we've been finding out which black players were the Burnley's first team and staff's footballing heroes growing up. Here's Burnley boss Vincent Kompany on his Black History Month hero.
I'm Vincent Kompany. my football icon was Pele. I wasn't even born when Pele played, so most of it I got through my dad, watching old videos, watching, obviously I think in 1994 when I really started getting into football, Brazil was definitely the best team at that moment in time. And I started looking back at the heroes of the Brazilian national team, and yeah, and Pele was in so many ways an icon, on the pitch, off the pitch. The biggest thing about Pele, what really inspired me, was his game intelligence. And of course he was scoring so many goals and the variety of goals he could score. But everything about his game was just a level above anyone that was playing at that time. The complete player, probably 60 years ahead of his time. There was the goal that never happened really, as that ball is coming to him and now running behind the defensive line, and he's facing the goalkeeper and kind of just lets it go and goes round the keeper, catches the ball on the other side of the keeper and wants to put it into the nets, of course, and the ball just goes past the goal. And it would have been one of the most genius goals that's ever been scored. Everything he was in that phase, except for the ball in the back of the net. Football genius, athleticism, samba.
That was brilliant to hear from Vincent Kompany. Pele, his hero. I remember the 1970 World Cup. I mean, Brazil were just fantastic at that stage.
Yeah, you know, what an absolute side. Flair, composure. You know, if you're talking about technical players, wow. So back in the 70s, back in the 60s, some of these guys had it in abundance. So, you know, it's no surprising that Vincent Kompany's favourite player, obviously, is Pele.
Yeah, fantastic story that, isn't it? You know, I look at Vincent as young. You know, yeah, he's still looking up to an idol of my youth.
Well, the thing is, like myself, you know, I'm looking at videos of Pele. Vincent Kompany's not even looking at CDs of Pele, but obviously Pele made a mark, didn't he? You know, Pele's going to be synonymous in football.
Yeah,
you know, he's never going to go away.
No, forever. You're right. Back to today's game now. Here's a flashback to 2017 when the Clarets last faced Swansea here. Let's take a look back at that one. Burnley against Swansea City, live Premier League action for you from Turf Moor. Burnley in claret and blue, Swansea in all white. Big boot forward, looking for Hendrick. Norton to win it. Cork to win the next ball. Done well with that, Jack Cork. Gets it down that left-hand side. There is an overlap for Brady from Ward, and used nicely. Can Ward get the ball in here, just to the near post? Barnes can't get a touch. Should be cleared, but Burnley have won it back again. Chance again for Defoe. It's in well, saved by the keeper. And blocked and wide. It will go behind for a corner. Fantastic stuff from Burnley. Here's Ben Mee. Just gone a little bit quiet round Turf Moor. Can't find his man Ward. Will break here for Cork. Oh, nice touch to get away from his man. Driving forward. He's got an overlap with Brady. Hooks it on here for Barnes. Barnes wide for Brady, who's in the middle. Swung into a score. Yeah! Oh, what a super goal for Burnley. Yes, and how great that Jack Cork's got a goal. Typical Jack Cork. Got his England cap. Scored against his former club. Marvellous move. Great ball into the middle. Cork with a header. This time no chance for Fabianski. Burnley got the lead. Burnley 1, Swansea City 0. Here's Hendrick. Hendrick picks out Barnes. He's onside. Can he finish? He can! 2-0 Burnley! Ashley Barnes! First of the season! And what a finish that is! Daylight for the Clarets. Ashley Barnes with his first of the campaign. Burnley 2. Swansea City 0, 5 minutes to half-time. That's the goal Burnley needed. Massive 3 points for Burnley. They move on to 22 points from just 12 games. First win in the Premier League against Swansea for Burnley. That game from 5 years ago finished Burnley 2, Swansea City 0. Goals for Jack Cork and Ashley Barnes, still very much involved. These days we'd take the same score today, Roger.
Absolutely. You know, we'll take 3 points. You know, that, like I said earlier, that's what it's about. You know, getting back into the Premier League, and then we can readjust then.
Because I'm sure we've mentioned this before, you were at the games at Huddersfield and Millwall here. It's been a big intake of players, and to get 16 to settle into the side's been miraculous.
Well, you know, it's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, we've seen like the likes of Nottingham Forest who've probably brought in a lot more than that, and they've struggled a bit. But you know, it's probably more about the manager. You know, with his stature, you know, players have come here and they've just settled in. You know, it's just like handing the glove stuff. So obviously something's going right off the field to get that sort of early settling in.
He's a big pull, isn't he? He's going to be a big hero for a lot of players.
Absolutely. You know, is there anybody bigger in that position over the last 10 years? Certainly in the Premier League. You know, it's not only his performances, it's his whole stature. I think I mentioned earlier in the season his leadership. So younger players coming in are gonna just totally respect that.
You were saying, weren't you, Vincent Kompany looking back at Pelé? We'll do that in time to come, and somebody be looking back at Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, exactly.
He was that big in the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you know, some like some of these young players are looking up at Vincent Kompany, and you know, like I said earlier, the respect that they must have for him, it's brilliant for all of us really, because they're going to go out and give absolutely everything for him.
Now back to the FIFA 23 giveaway, and in conjunction with Foot Sharif, it's finally time to announce the 2 lucky winners, and the 2 winners are Ethan Weir at Claret Ethan W and Zinks at Zinks FNN. Congratulations, there's a copy of FIFA 23 coming your way, signed by none other than the man himself, Vincent Kompany. So well done to those 2 people. For more giveaway and content like this, follow at Burnley FC on Twitter for more chances to win fantastic prizes. Welcome to those fans joining us on Clarets Plus for audio commentary, international fans joining us for the live video stream. Time for me to recap the team news. Aaron Muric comes in for Bailey, Peacock, Farrell. That's the only change to the side that started in the win at Coventry. You'll remember Beyer went off at half-time for Charlie Taylor. Beyer has retained his place. Josh Brownhill's 99th Burnley appearance today. For Swansea, Michael Obafemi starts. He was linked with Burnley in the summer, if you remember, but there's no Manning. Key player for them, normally plays left wing-back. We think Matti Sorinola will play there at left wing-back. Joel Latibo Dier will play right wing-back. Tend to play 3-4-2-1 Swansea. I'll go through all that team news with you in a little bit more detail in the minutes to come. I'll tell you what, it feels a bit more like winter, Roger, today.
Absolutely. I should have put my thermals on, to be honest. Yeah, it is cold, but
it's all right when you're playing out there. It's a different manner when you're right up here.
Well, do you know what? I see a lot of these players wearing gloves now. I cannot believe they wear them, because you should never be cold once you're running around on that football field.
No, perhaps not. It's the way of the world these days, isn't it? Even snoods in training.
Absolutely. Oh, God.
I mean, a big win at Coventry. It is 11 unbeaten, perhaps too many draws.
Yeah, too many draws. You know, it seems a little bit unfair, doesn't it? You know, you get 1 point for a draw, but you know, it is what it is. But if we can start turning those draws into wins, you know, we'll be fine, absolutely fine.
Yeah, you tend to think you don't want to be losing games at this stage, and be in the mix for the World Cup. The World Cup breaks 4 weeks. You want to be definitely in the mix for that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I hope I'm not tempting fate, but I see Burnley going all the way. Certainly in this form, you know, they'll just tick away and they'll be up there, because I just think the squad is talented. You know, there's a possibility that they may add to it in January. I just think it's such a talented squad, and obviously we've got a talented manager. We'll be fine.
Interesting situation with Obafemi playing, and Burnley were linked with him in the summer.
Yeah. I mean, that happens in football, obviously. Let's just hope he regrets the situation, you know. That's what we're there for.
Yeah, he can play well the rest of the season, but not today.
Exactly.
It's finished Luton Town 3, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Queen's Park Rangers are third, Burnley are fourth, of course, 2 points behind Queen's Park Rangers. Luton gone into the top 6. Swansea have just gone out of the top 6. So that's Luton Town 3, Queen's Park Rangers 1, and the other lunchtime kick-off, Rotherham 2, Huddersfield Town 1. Huddersfield struggling a little bit, Roger.
Yeah, struggling this season. A couple of changes. It's never easy. You go into a pre-season with a manager, and then come September, you know, there's a change. So it's going to be difficult for them, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, they've got enough experience that they'll pull themselves away from that.
Yeah, it's a very competitive division, isn't it? You can't take anything for granted. Any game can be won by any side.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. These games, they come thick and fast, and if you pick up an injury in the wrong place, you know, you're struggling like to play your, if you like, your form side or a regular side. So with the amount of games and the cup games coming in, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Just looking at their side, I mean, they've won the last 4, we said. The last defeat was against Sheffield United, the leaders. Who catches the eye in that side for you, Roger?
Well, do you know what? There's one or two, you know, outstanding players there. But, you know, I'm going back probably 8 years down at Wembley. A young boy, Kyle Norton. I've always rated him. He was playing for Sheffield United against us when, obviously, we won in the playoff final. So, you know, his experience is going to be key tonight.
I've got a suspicion today he might play behind the 2 centre-backs.
Yeah,
tends to play in that role these days, rather than right back.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And I always think that, obviously, you know, you usually play somebody there because of experience or, you know, through a lack of pace through the 2 centre-backs. So it'll be interesting to see that set up today.
Yeah, I mean, he's got quite a reputation now, Russell Martin. Came from MK Dons. There were links in the week to the West Brom, the vacant West Brom job. You know, he's got quite a reputation going for him now.
Yeah, he has. He's not long finished playing. He was a rugged type of player, you know, gave absolutely everything. So, yeah, good luck to him, but good luck to him after this game, you know.
Yeah. Maybe we're not going to see a big side looking for set pieces today. They're going to look to try and get as much possession as possible.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what Swansea's built on. I mean, the last game over here against Millwall, that was their biggest threat. But we did cope with that. We did cope with that well. But it's going to be an interesting game because it's going to just be so, you know, it's going to be so technical out there in a tactical battle.
Because there are sides that haven't been closing Burnley down. They've not been pressing. They've let the centre-backs have the ball. Coventry did that last week, certainly for 70 minutes. How difficult is that? Because you're basically getting a lot of the ball at the back.
Well, yeah. Do you know what I always find that's interesting, because sometimes it can be a good thing because you can set yourself, and then it's up to Teller, it's up to Gio Rodriguez, you know, it's up to the forward players to, you know, to create something once they've got the ball. You know, sometimes I like that teams fear Burnley. That's the reason why they do that. Yeah,
Burnley used to being the underdogs in the Premier League. Not so now, is it?
No, it's quite interesting. You know, I almost think that Burnley are playing like a Premiership team now. No disrespect to where we were before, because we stayed in that division and that's what we're about. But when I come here, I just see Premiership written all over it.
Yeah, and a complete role reversal almost. Burnley now got to break down the opposition.
Yeah, exactly, and that is fear. That is fear. But I still think, you know, if teams want to come at us and they want to press us at the back, you know, we'll hit them on the counter. So I think Burnley, you know, I think they've got a couple of options, you know.
Yeah, what about Nathan Teller? Scored again at Coventry. He looks a real acquisition.
Yeah, absolutely. A young boy, knows where the back of the net, and he looks like he enjoys his football, and he's only going to get better and better throughout the season. You know, goals breeds confidence, and, you know, he's got a bag of tricks and he's got plenty of pace, so he's going to, you know, he's going to trouble many.
He's always smiling, isn't he? Enjoying his football. Perhaps a little bit frustrated at Southampton when he was just getting minutes at the end of a game.
Yeah, exactly. And if you are frustrated and, you know, you want to get out and and see your career start. He's come to the right place, hasn't he? He's got the right manager, and he's got the right atmosphere, because this crowd will get behind him.
Yeah, they'll see his energy, won't they? They'll see his work rate, and the Burnley crowd always love that.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. You know, I mean, I've seen it here. You know, I've mentioned that technically these players are gifted, but their work rate is absolutely fantastic, and the Burnley faithful are getting well behind them.
He stressed that this week, Vincent Kompany. Burnley have outrun everybody in every game. So you can have all the skill in the world, you can have technical ability, but he's looking for them to outrun the opposition as well.
Phil, that is absolutely right. I mean, we've seen it down the road at Leeds United, the squad that Bielsa. If you've got everything, certainly you've got the pace and the power to outrun the size. Trust me, there's teams that'll come to Turf Moor that will not fancy it, because it's not 90 minutes, it's 95, 96, whatever the ref adds on. And if you've got the energy to get that, you know, to see the game through, you know, it all counts in the end.
Yeah, how different is it going to be for the lads today? First real side that are going to come here and look to play Burnley off the park. It's a new one for some of these lads, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but I think the Burnley players, you know, the likes of your Josh Cullens, they're gonna enjoy this, because when you are technical, you want to match yourself against the other technical players. So it'll be a very interesting game today.
Have you seen anything of Anas Sadouri, young Belgium lad, plays on the left-hand side?
Do you know what? I've not seen enough of him, but he's a talent, I've heard, you know?
Yes, yeah. He's made quite an impression on the training ground. Started at Coventry. It was his first start at Coventry. High hopes, real high hopes for him. He looks a really good technical player. It's almost, you know, and maybe he doesn't know his best side yet, Roger. What do you make of that?
Do you know what? There could be some truth in that. But whatever, you know, he seems to be putting out, they seem to be working so hard for him. And, you know, we are getting results. We're getting results in the right places, but we've just got to turn those draws, like we said earlier, into 3 points.
Interesting, no Connor Roberts today. Vitinho played at right back and had a good game on Saturday. And Connor Roberts out the squad. Is that a bit of a surprise?
It is a surprise, because he's another one of my favourites, Connor Roberts. He's wholehearted. I like to see him get forward. But you know, it's a squad game. He's building a big squad, and you know, whatever happens, what has happened there, Connor Roberts I'm sure he'll be working hard.
Somebody has to be disappointed, I guess. And he's talked about he'd prefer 9 subs rather than the 7. Somebody has to miss out in a big squad.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult, and it's difficult as well when you've got a good squad to keep everybody happy. But you know, the players who are in the squad, in the starting 11, you know, they've just got to try and get back in there.
And keep the shirt. Yeah, it's about keeping the shirt, and if you miss out, you've got to try and get back in training, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So Muric in for Peacock Farrell, the only change for Burnley today. You feel a bit sorry for Peacock Farrell, don't you? Didn't do anything wrong last Saturday.
Yeah, do you know what? The game is about that. Football's like that. But you know, the big goalkeeper Muric has done really well throughout the season.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll just have to see.
It looks like he's Vincent Kompany's number 1, but nothing's forever, is it?
It's football. Nothing is forever. But
week at a time, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we'll see how that develops. Just waiting for the players to come out. It's a windy day at Turf Moor. I mean, the games are coming thick and fast now. They've got to Birmingham on Wednesday, Sunderland next Saturday. This is a massive week, you feel?
Yeah, there's some tough games coming up. Some big teams in this division. So, you know, as long as we just carry on as what we're doing, I'm sure, you know, we'll get the results that we deserve.
Yeah, I mean, the players are about to emerge here. Let's go through the teams for you. Burnley against Swansea City, live from Turf Moor. The Burnley side looks like this. Aaron Muric back in goal, Vitinho at right back, Ian Matson at left back, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Jordan Beyer in the centre. Holding roles for Jack Court and Josh Cullen. Head of them, Nathan Teller, scorer last week at Coventry. Josh Brownell, his 99th Burnley appearance today. Anas Sadouri. Head of them, Jay Rodriguez. On the bench for Burnley, Bailey Peacock Farrell, Charlie Taylor. Taylor did really well in the second half at Coventry. CJ Egan-Riley, Johan Berg-Gudmundsson, Ashley Barnes scored in that game 5 years ago. Manuel Benson and Samuel Bastian. For Swansea, managed by Russell Martin, the former MK Dons manager. Stephen Bender in goal. Back three, Nathan Wood, Kyle Norton. He's at 34 next month. Played against Burnley in that 2009 playoff final. Ben Cabango. Ahead of them, Joel Lati-Baudier will play right wing back. Matti Sorinola left wing back. Matt Grimes, Jay Fulton in the centre. Ahead of them, last season's top scorer, Joel Perreault, alongside Olivier Ncham. And ahead of them, Michael Obafemi, linked with Burnley in the summer. Republic of Ireland international, plays today for Swansea. On the bench for them, Andy Fisher, the reserve keeper, former Blackburn keeper. Harry Darling, who scored in the win over Sunderland last week. Luke Cundle, Liam Cullen, Armstrong O'Coflex, Finn Stevens, and another scorer from last week, Ollie Cooper. So just minutes away from kick-off. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for joining us on Pre-Match Live. You can switch over to Clarets Plus on our official app or website for live audio commentary. If you're outside of the UK, you can enjoy a full match stream in selected countries around the globe. Until next time, see you soon.